Hey, here we are. We're going to have, as I do, I bring stories to people. We travel around. I'm going to introduce my mate Frankie here. We're going to talk about something happened in LA because, you meet people all around the world. Here's Frankie. He's been all around the world. So let's talk about that. Meeting an actor in LA. Come on, mate.
I was in a bar in LA, chatting away to this guy, sat next to this black guy, and he goes, "What are you sitting next to me for?" And I said, "Well, it's the only seat available, but I'm black." And I said, "Well, I'm white. It doesn't really matter." And he was bald and quite old and all that sort of stuff. And I went up to the bar, bought him a beer. He bought me one back. It's all good. And I said, "Oh, I'm Frankie from New Zealand." He goes, "Oh, my name's Roscoe Browne." And he was the black cook in the movie called The Cowboys with John Wayne and all that sort of stuff. So, and a really nice guy. Campers arrived, picked tents, tried to pick me up. I had to politely decline. But apart from that, I did bring my missus down to meet him again, and he was a lovely, lovely guy.
Yeah.
But all good.
I think that's the thing, in LA, we say you would have been in Burbank.
Burbank, absolutely.
And that's quite a sort of a mixed up area, as most of LA is.
Big Burbank Mexican is fantastic.
Yeah,
a lot of Mexican food and Mexican people. But Burbank was fantastic. Absolutely loved it.
And that's where I like LA. I found it a little bit overpowering at times, but one thing I liked about LA is you got a lot of cultures there. You got the Chinatown and all that, but it's not as flash as people think. I mean, you go to the flash areas, but then there's the run-down areas. But this is my opinion. You may probably disagree, Frankie, but I think people sort of take for granted the. People go there as tourists and you got Disneyland and that, but I think, people forget that it's really a big Spanish area. That's why you got all those names. Right up to San Diego, Las Vegas, because it's a big Spanish area, eh?
Well, tourists don't understand, they just go to Hollywood, Disneyland, all that sort of stuff and bugger off. But when you live there and you get the Mexican culture, so it's a whole blend of things. It's just it's actually a fantastic place to live. In fact, the Mexican food was just brilliant. It is, absolutely. You're absolutely right. It is mixed, and it's a really nice place. But you do have to be safe. We had bullet holes in our car and stuff like that. And you don't go down to certain areas. You don't go down to Watts or anything like that.
Oh, Watts, yeah.
So you just have to be careful. So, I actually really enjoyed LA.
Yeah, I think that's a good insight. So it's good to go to places like that, and as long as you're aware, I think you get on, and even in those areas, which I discovered when I was over there, that if you weren't a threat to them, they weren't a threat to you in some cases, but you also had to be where you don't walk somewhere where you're going to get robbed, and that was my impression of it.